Jace Tunnell here. Look what we got today. Pumice. I know a lot of y'all probably know about pumice because maybe you got a block of it or something like that in your shower to scrub your nasty feet. And if that's the case, you can get some free stuff because it's washing up right now. I got all of this on the beach within probably a 50-foot section. Everything except for actually this, and I'll tell you a little bit about this reddish color rock though. But these come in different colors, including red, black. The ones I found on the beach, most of them are the cream color. This is actually a big chunk of it. Most of them are the smaller size, kind of cream color, whitish color. I did find an orange one and then a darker brown one. But we're finding these because they float. They're rocks that float. And I think whenever you hear about where these are actually coming from, you're going to be amazed and probably learn something about our ocean currents. So we've been finding these up in the high tide line. Pumice is actually a volcanic rock. And so you probably know of magma, so melted rock that's underneath the ground. Well, whenever it comes out and erupts, and it gets cooled real fast, it's got a lot of gases and stuff in there, kind of frothy. Well, the gases escape, but it leaves these little pockets in there where the gas was, called vesicles. And so this is made up of probably 90% vesicles, so little cavities in there. So that's why it's so lightweight. It actually looks like a sponge when you walk up on it, but then you pick it up and you try to squeeze it and it doesn't squeeze like a sponge, so obviously it's not a sponge. But it's super light, you know, it's not like a rock. So like a rock this size, I wouldn't be able to hold up, you know, with 2 fingers like that. So you probably heard of some of the things it's used for. I already mentioned, you know, your nasty feet, but it could also be used in dentists. So dentists use it like whenever you go in, you get your teeth cleaned. You know, it's in the little paste that they use on their little drill thing. And sorry, I'm not a dentist, I don't know the name of the tools. But it's also used in some other cosmetic stuff, really, you know, an abrasive. It can also be in like soaps, things that not gonna hurt you, but it gives it enough grit to where it's for cleaning and getting your skin nice and soft. People also use it like in their toilets. So if you got stains in your toilets, you know, you can scrub this on there and it get those stains off. Now these red rocks I have here, I actually got out of my yard. So these are used in landscaping as well. So you'll see it in flower beds and stuff like that. They could either be black or red, and so or other colors. They could be light colors, but they also use them in landscaping. Now there are a lot of countries that mine these. And so they'll go out and, you know, fill up trucks of these to be able to sell, like I said, for landscaping and stuff. Countries like Italy, Turkey, Chile, Russia, and even here in the US. Now, where is this stuff coming from that's washing up in the Gulf of Mexico? Well, there's a theory. You know, it's believed that this stuff is coming from the Trans-Mexico volcanic belt. So a little bit south of Veracruz is where this is found. And there's actually a mountain range there called the Tuxtlas Mountains. And that would be where a lot of this is coming from. So because it floats, it's lightweight, say it rains, it gets washed into a river, then washes out into the Gulf of Mexico, gets into the ocean currents, and then washes back up on our shorelines here. Now there was a theory, and this, I don't believe this is where a lot of this is coming from, but a long time ago there was a ship that was transporting some of this that beached somewhere around the national seashore, like way down there. And it was believed that this ship was carrying a bunch of this pumice, and so that's why we find some of it washed up. But I mean, you know, there's a volcanic range down there, so that's likely where a ton of this is coming from. Now, don't be worried about this volcano that's so close to us here on the Texas coast and in the Gulf of Mexico, because the last time this erupted was 1793. So, I mean, they still consider that active, but you think about geologists and they're thinking in terms of millions of years. You know, for me, I'm worried about 30 years. You know what I mean? So 1793, it hadn't happened in my lifetime. Is it gonna happen again? I don't know. But you know, I'm not a volcanologist, which that's what it's called, the people that study volcanoes and the rocks and stuff like that. But I guess that's it. I wanted to let y'all know that this stuff is washing up. Go fill up your bags with it, take it home, and put it in the shower. All right, we'll talk to you next time. Bye.